Y'all see it? I'm not from here! I'm not from here! It's not me! I'm not from here! I'm not from here! It's not me! I'm not from here, bro! Oh my God! I'm not from here! Oh my goodness, it's not me! Hey, I'm not from here, sir. Can I get up? Damn, these niggas beat the fuck out of me. Hey, that shit regular in America. Hey, that shit regular in America. It's all good. I got it for the vlog, though. God damn. That's how y'all move out here, bro. Ay. Fuck.
Okay, I've watched this video a lot of times, right? In an effort to understand exactly what was going on in the video, right? We got a young brother who seemed to have taken a trip to Paris, France, and the video started out with him all happy and cheery and drinking beer on a nice little boat and shit, to a video that was very dark, very hard to see. But you hear him yelling in the background, I'm not from here, I'm not from here. What's going on? You know, you hear him yelling out a whole bunch of stuff. Next thing you know, you see my brother getting up, running away. Looks like he's limping. And he was like something along the lines of, yeah, I got it for the vlog. And, you know, shit like this happens in America all the time. And I had to pause there for a second because I'm like... this shit don't happen to me every day at all. As a matter of fact, I've never got my ass whooped by anybody because I don't put myself in situations wherein shit like that could potentially happen to me. But first and foremost, man, if you guys have any videos or things you want to share with me that you think you would love to hear my reaction on, by all means, make sure you hit me up in the email, mikethepiguide@gmail.com, somewhere listed somewhere here. And I would love to react to things if you would love to hear my opinion on it. So big shout out to my brother Oscar for sending this one via the email. And he wanted me to cover it, more or less just to talk about it. Now, there's two particular perspectives that I'm looking at this video from. The lens of a content creator and the lens of a content creator, right? Because two things are potentially fact in this particular situation. One of two things are potentially fact. Number one, he really did get beat up. He really did get into it with somebody, and this really just happened to be a very, very unfortunate situation. I don't know if my man antagonized the situation. I don't know what ended up happening to that perspective, or sometimes what you deal with the larger majority of some content creators is they like to just make some shit up to get clicks and views, right? I've seen it happen to everybody. Everybody's done something probably compromising in their YouTube career wherein they kind of felt as though they were doing it for the clicks and views. But that's neither here nor there. I want to focus on it from what we can understand from face value because there's very, very little context to go on. I tried to research the story. I tried to figure out, maybe you guys know more about it. Maybe the good doc is just looking in the wrong place. But I'm trying to understand where this brother was getting his ass whipped or how he got to the point where he was just getting his ass beat. Now, in the video, I believe he said he was getting beat up by cops. Or could it be random street people in France? I don't even know if my brother was in France. I don't know. But truth be told, when I look at it and he gets up and he runs away and he says, yeah, at least I got it for the vlog. That is really where I look at the situation and I'm trying to figure out, was my brother just clout chasing? Or what is it that he actually wanted to accomplish with this particular video, right? To what, say that there's racism in all of the countries around the world, black people ain't safe nowhere? I don't know what the context was or what the overall point for him making this particular video was, or why he put it out there, or what his thoughts of it or on from that regard. But the fact that you said, at least I got it for the vlog, it's very telling about society in general, and I'm not going to get into a long drawn out conversation about society and, you know, social media and all that good shit. Not going to even worry about that because we already know. But if getting your ass beat is what it took for you to get some views or something, and I'm pretty sure he's doing well. I'm not saying that he needed that to, you know, get views. Pretty sure he was doing okay, but the fact that this is what's being shared around now, this particular video, I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? Where has content creation come to the point where I don't know if you're getting fake jumped or you really had to get jumped in order to get views on a video, if that's the way that you went about it. It could have just potentially been a situation, you're vlogging, maybe somebody didn't like you having a camera in their face and they said, yo, no recording, you chose to record anyways, and guess what? As a result, they put them paws on you. I don't know, but what I do know is this: I'm not going overseas to get my ass beat by nobody. There are rules of engagement, and most foreigners know this stuff. It's weird because I've been relatively safe in every country I've ever gone to as a result of me thinking before I act, watching what I say, and being mindful of my actions, right? So I'm not getting my ass beat every day. This is not an everyday thing for somebody like myself in the United States or wherever the heck I choose to travel to, because I know how to act accordingly, and I'm not going to be walking in places and stuff where potentially bad things can happen, right? I don't care who you are. You do your research on the quote-unquote bad areas. There are certain areas in the Philippines I would never travel. There are certain places in the United States that I know, well, you know what? Maybe I should not go down that street. There are certain places in my own backyard here in the great state of North Carolina that I know not to go, simply because I know that is not an area for me. I ain't lose nothing there. I didn't leave nothing there. So as a result, there's no need for me to go down to those places. And if you ask the right people, they'll tell you, yo, you may not want to go down there. If it was a case of mistaken identity, a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time situation, that's kind of where I'm prefacing this from. If that was the case, then all right. Shit, you just got caught up in a bad vibe. But on the other hand, sometimes, and I'm not saying this is what this brother was doing, but sometimes people just go looking for shit. You know what I'm saying? And to get content for it. And trust me, this is why I know content creation. I may not be the biggest YouTuber in the game, and I'm cool with that. I may not be the biggest vlogger in the game, and I'm cool with that. I like where I'm at. We will grow as we need to. But there's certain shit that I've seen people do for clout and to get vlogs and to get views. Most of the time in the area that we frequent over here in the quote passport brethren / blue book gentlemen / whatever space you want to call it. We, the IPA, the International Passport Association affiliates. I mean, whatever you call yourself in this particular travel space is the best way to put it. I've seen what people do to get views and shit for videos, and it's cool. Most of the time, it revolves around putting females in the video, right? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have a couple of guys that might like to go out there and do some fake community charity work, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers hand out food and shit, acting like they doing something for the community. Sometimes it's real, sometimes it's fake, just to get the views, and trust me, those views do well, right? I've seen it on both ends, right? It's not as if I'm sitting here acting like I haven't seen it or I haven't experienced what really goes down in this community, because I know. Everybody knows if you really pay the fuck attention. But for the most part, we're gonna focus on it from the female aspect. They put a couple hot girls in their videos and stuff. I don't know, shaking ass or some thick girls or whatever. You know, whatever it is to get the guys to watch. Because usually, you know, that this type of content panders to the gentleman traveling. But I've never, not gonna hold you, I've never come across anybody that has jumped into the fire, I don't know, faked an ass whooping or got his ass whooped legitly for clicks and views overseas. Like, I've never seen that happen, which is why I'm under the assumption that maybe the ass whooping was authentic. I'm not sure if that's the best way to put it. It might be authentic, I don't know. But what I do know is this, man. If this is happening overseas, if this is happening in foreign countries, or this is happening particularly to this gentleman in foreign countries, especially in a place like France. I mean, I personally didn't think that France is violent like that. They don't seem like very violent people, but then again, what do I know? I've never been. Maybe there's a dark side of this shit that I don't know. I know there's a dark side of the UK, you know what I'm saying? The United Kingdom, where shit goes down. So maybe Doc just ain't in the know on that one in the European countries, but truth be told, man, I'm glad he's safe. I pray he's safe. Hope there was nothing really going on, but hope he came out relatively unscathed, with the exception of a little limp or whatever. But there's not a lot of context to the video. It's very dark, and all I can do is make certain assumptions. And of course, you already know, oh, if you make assumptions, you make an ass out of you and me if you assume. But on some areas or levels, being a content creator, being in the space, knowing what it takes, knowing what people are willing to do, it could be fair to go ahead and assume some shit, because there's multiple perspectives that I'm trying to look at it from. Authentically got his ass whooped, faked an ass whooping, did it for the content. I mean, it could take a multitude of different turns. But what I do know is this: I'm not in foreign countries just to get my ass whooped, and I don't think a lot of y'all are going there for that too. But I pray that the brother's good, and I would love to hear what you guys got to say about this. Maybe you guys know more about it. Articles, clicks, anything that you can share that I think would be ideal. I would love for you guys to share it so that we can get further context, because I was looking, y'all, and again, Doc may have been looking in the wrong place, but I was looking and it just wasn't hitting. Like, what are we doing? Like, where is it at? Like, is this just something my man made, went off, whatever? I was trying, no success. But again, guys, man, I appreciate y'all locking in, man. It's been a good doc. Y'all take care, man. Y'all stay blessed, man. Doc is out. Peace.